Hello everyone, it's Scotch Twins Productions back here, and I'm going to be doing part 2 of Custom Showcase 2. Wow. So yeah, today we're going to be looking at Gordon, Henry, Shooting Star Gordon, Proteus, these two trucks, Daisy, Bill Ben, 3 tankers, Old Shaped Henry, Oliver, Toad, and these other 2 trucks. So let's start with Gordon. So there's a big backstory to Gordon and Henry. So I'm gonna review them both. So Gordon, I did Gordon first actually. So this used to be a talking Gordon, and used to be a talking Henry. However, I think something in his tender broke or something, cause I gave him new batteries and everything, he wouldn't work. So this hole here, I knew that I got a 2012 motor from somewhere, and I put it. I had to carefully, no, not carefully. I pried a hole with scissors and a screwdriver, and to make it to make it fit. Yeah, he runs. So I put a 2012 motor in there, and now he runs. And about like 2 months ago, he was boilerless, so like he was without a boiler because it barely fit. But I trimmed it down in some parts inside of Gordon. No, trimmed the boiler down inside, and it's located inside of Gordon. And I was able to get it to get it to fit. And yeah, I gave him a light running board before, his lamp irons. That's some silly putty that was left over after I gave him a lamp before. The number 4, his oval wheels, his season 8-ish face, or season 12. Now this is actually the tire, the teeth, Trackmaster 200, how they have the teeth. Yeah. One day, my Trackmaster Thomas, the classic Trackmaster 2 Thomas, his wheel tread thingamajigs came off entirely, both of them. And I don't know how that works, but yeah, they just came off. So I used it to connect Gordon with his tender since I had cut the wire. So yeah, so that's pretty much Gordon. And I painted his pistons, even though the paint's coming off. Yeah, that's Gordon. And Henry's the same thing, even though about like a week ago I just put his boiler back in. I trimmed it down. It was kind of easier with Henry because it's flat surface, so Gordon was roundish. And I gave him the white running board, which I think is better than Gordon's because it looks more whitish. Yeah, even though it's scratched right here. I give him the running board. I mean, his lamp irons, these things, the number 3, and the buffers, and the front coupling. Yeah, I painted his pistons, which the paint has stayed on, even though the red hasn't really. And I gave him the red stripes. I redid Gordon's red stripes a lot, and I painted black on Henry right here. Silver Sharpie. I give him backlining. Silver Sharpie scraped off. Oh yeah, and I give Gordon backlining too. So yeah, this looks black on camera, but it's red. Now it looks black like this, but then red like this. And this is red too. His buffer beam for his tender is red. That's Gordon and Henry. Yes, somehow I forgot how I did this. I did a switcheroo with a bunch of Thomases, and yeah, he had the wheel treads back on. Like it's been like this for like a year, almost a year or something. Yeah, but this is not about Thomas. Now it's about Shooting Star. It's not really much about him. Yeah, I just wanted to show him. I gave him the dark blue handrails. I did black Sharpie around here. His good face. I gave him the silver around this, and I gave him the dark blue on this side. I gave him the red to show like buffer beams or whatever, even though I don't have buffers. And I did the back of Shooting Star Gordon. So yeah, unlike Mattel. I think Playro did this. I'm not really sure since I don't have it, obviously. Yeah, I redid dark blue, red, and silver. Luckily, I'll have the number 4, number 3, nothing. Yeah, here's Proteus. So this is probably the worst custom yet because first I got a Sir Handle. I got a Sir Handle from a Runaway Boulder set. that I got for Christmas one time. And then I got this other star handle that came with a cargo card, which is not anywhere around me. So yeah, I used it. Oh, that was the remote. Sorry, it fell. So I used the other custom star I used the other star handle and customized it. Gave it a white running board. It's kind of stupid here, ugly. Yeah, I gave it a round. Yeah, and I actually think I super glued the paper on here. I gave him back windows in this thing. Yeah, and made it Proteus. I gave him white paper. It ripped over time, obviously. And this was the stupidest thing to do. Instead of painting it or something. No. Yeah, I gave him the nameplate. I'm glad I spelled it right. I gave him this thing. Yeah. Left this cab. Yeah, it's probably pretty ugly. He doesn't even have side rods. He should be yellow around almost everywhere. He should have front cab windows or side cab windows, but yeah. Yeah, so that's Proteus. I'm not really proud of that. Here's some more I like, because this, if you watch my channel, you would know I made a Barry the Truck video. So his name is Barry. I just like his face. Yeah, it's my favorite truck I've ever did. Yeah, he's literally from, Arthur makes another appearance. When I was younger, I got Arthur in a copper mindset. I still have it. Yeah, even though Arthur's back coupling broke. There's a whole history to all the couplings that broke off of Arthur. Yeah, Arthur. And this is the truck that came with it. It did not have a face. Of course. And it's flipping thing. Yeah, years passed and I don't have the trigger anymore, so. Yeah. It's buried now. And this dynamite car that came with glow-in-the-dark diesel that I still have. I gave it this face. I just kind of like it. It looks kind of creepy if you look into his eyes. Yeah. Originally, it ripped because the coupling kept doing this, and it ripped. So I had to retape it. It almost messed it up. Yeah, I got the Dynamite logo, Sharpie on it, this thing. Yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty much that truck. These are my two favorite truck faces I've ever done. Yeah. And here's Daisy. So, originally, there was a different older shell to Daisy, and then her face was actually yellow because that's the only paper I had. But then I redid it with this paperish. Her tape still kind of sticks out sometimes. Yeah, I gave it the door handles was scratched off. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the rest of the line here. Probably wiped away because it was top on tape. Yeah, this is a Trackmaster 2 Toby. And you'll figure out what happened to the green boxcar that came with him later in this video. I gave it her silver buffers and silver coupling, and her face looked kind of weird. And this is supposed to be her windows. It looks like a bandana. Yeah, same side thing here. Her tape won't stick. Yeah, it's just decals, even though this line is finished. And the backs, this is construction paperwork for backlights. This is the same from the old shell. Again, the bandana is supposed to be the back windows. There's some ugly lamps here. Yeah, this is pretty much Daisy. I gave her actually a back coupling and 2 silver buffers. So that's Daisy. Here are some more creative ones. Some tar tankers that I made. Now, if you wait a moment, I'll get to my actual tar tankers from this big pile of trains. Here's one that came with, I don't know. I really don't know where that came from. And the other one and the other one right here. Yeah, so this came from Diesel 10 Takes Charge set. The Diesel 10 Takes Charge 3-pack. It had a face, but then I ripped it off. It got taken off. Yeah, the remains are the tape. So yeah, it's long like this. And then this car still has a face. And it's black, this tanker. So I got, first, this car is from the Steelworks Honda's car. I painted it black and wrote tar on the side. Even though it's orange right there. Wait. There we go. It's better. Yeah, I didn't write it on this side. And the paint's kind of wearing off. Still green here. Yeah, I just didn't want to scratch the paints. Yeah, this tanker right here, this is my least favorite. This tanker is from, I know it's open to blue. If it's blue, it's from the Roasting Percy I have. Yeah, the syringe that comes with it's in the train bin and in Roasting Percy. A fire truck just comes out of nowhere. Yeah, I recently repainted these two because the paint was scratching off on both of these. I started yesterday and then continued today because there was still some scratches. And this is from Roasting Percy. I could have used it for a Vinny custom, but then when I'm gonna do a Vinny custom, even though I have a Connor, only one, but yeah. So that's, yeah, this one is from the Search and Rescue Diesel. And that diesel has water on it, so but I painted black over it, so now it looks like original diesel. Yeah, it's the same thing as this, except it has closing, and I think either this is a factory error or it's just I think it's meant to be like this. This tanker has this square thing at the front, well this tanker has it on the back. I think it might have it on the front because of this opening here. Yeah. Well, those are tar tankers. Say goodbye to the classic troublesome trucks. I mean tankers, something tankers, yeah. And now more creativeness. Old tank and play old shaped Henry. So this was a Snowy Gordon before. I got this for my birthday like 2 years ago. And I was bored and I realized I was gonna make a Flying Kipper remake, even though I made a Henry Special Co remake with the new shape Henry. A tank and play and a wooden one. Yeah, so I painted the wheels, I painted the pistons pretty good. I painted the whole thing. This is Sharpie for the running board. And since the good thing about Snowy Gordon was the running board was already white, so I didn't have to do any of that. I gave him a ish kind of face. It kind of still looks like Gordon. Yeah, I painted it. I painted the face gray and then colored it with Sharpie. I gave it his handrail, his stripes, his wheel arches are his windows. The back is black. It doesn't have buffers here. Yeah, the windows the same thing. Yeah, I even put OS Henry on the back. It's white. And that's why the tender has a white chassis. I did the best I could. Look, you're talking to a kid who kneels on, not really kneels, who sits on the ground talking about trains with faces. But not all trains with faces, like not cars, not, yeah. Yeah, this is Henry's tender. It took me a lot of tries to, this has like 7 coats of green because I kept messing up on the hand line, on the lining. It's still kind of on this side. It's better on this side. The back lining, water tank, the buffers. Yeah, that's how I noticed the back. So this is pretty good. It's already been in the Flying Kipper remake. Trackmaster Bill and Ben. Okay, so this is just yellow paper that says Bill, SEC, some lines, SEC and Bill. Yeah, and then some paper decals. This is pretty horrible. Pretty horrible. Yeah, silver buffers, and this is a regular Trackmaster 2 Percy. I don't use these 2 Percys because I already have the classic Trackmaster 2, Trackmaster Percy that I use in my Trackmaster Tales. Now this I had to redo because the paper ripped on this, and I just decided to redo this along with it. Yeah, I gave him SEC number 1. I don't know if that's correct, if he's number 2 or 1, but who cares. So, Ben, SEC, line, SEC, Ben. And then some decals, which actually colored the windows. And then SEC 1, I actually got this to fit instead of this. So yeah, if Bill gets an upgrade, I'm going to do it like this. Yeah, because this is newer paper, and this is worn out. Yeah, and this is a Racing Percy because it has this discernment face. Silver buffers, white running board, lamp irons. Oh, this Bill, this is actually in the Thomas, in the Magic Railroad remake. Yeah, it was, but I didn't have, I took the decals off to use it as Percy since I didn't have a lady. Yeah. That was pretty much Bill and Ben, and I gotta hurry along. This is this black car that I felt like painting earlier today. And yesterday. Yeah, it's just, this was the car that came with Thomas. for the Avalanche Escape set. So this is the Thomas, my first Trackmaster 2 engine and slash Thomas. First Trackmaster 2 Thomas, because either this or Angry Thomas was my first ever Thomas. Or Tank and Player Wooden. Yeah, so it came with this. This is a red car. Put Thomas away. And I just painted it all black. It has gray wheels, so that's it. And this used to be gray. I think it either came with Charlie or someone else. Or Airy. Yeah, it used to be a red troublesome truck. A red van. But I just painted gray because, you know, I don't care. And to make it like a van or something. Just a fish van. Yeah, I really think I painted it good. The paint came out pretty good. I gave it a decent face without teeth. And the fact is, the front coupling has been broken probably my whole life I've used this. So I got a back coupling and glued it into where the front coupling should be. Super glued it. Got the back coupling. Yeah, it's like the paint molded in pretty well. And yeah, once again, I used this paint, Craft Smart. Yeah. So that's it for this truck. And then here's the last customs. Oliver and Toad Trackmaster version. Okay, so once again, just like part 2, this came from a Ryan and Jerome. And since I already had the other Ryan, and I had to do a whole switcheroo. I gave this Edward got blue wheels, thanks to Jake's blue wheels. And then I gave the old Ryan's black wheels to Jake. And I told you I just gave Jake's blue wheels to Edward's blue wheels. And then I gave Edward's green wheels for some reason. And I gave it to Oliver since Edward's a glow-in-the-dark engine, so he had green wheels. And I gave it to Oliver. Even though this is not the right color green, it works. Yeah, I did a lot of work on this, buddy. Yeah, I didn't do this. The circles really faded. We got the GWR and the 11. The windows, the coal, the roof. Yeah, on the side. I didn't do it because it's getting faded. I didn't do the circle. It's too big. 11, the windows. And then his dome, shiny, whistle. Well, actually, this is his whistle. This is, I don't know what this is. This lining is horrible. I did this, I covered over the nameplates. Yeah, I did the little decals on the side. I did his funnel in gold and this thing in gold. And this hand lining, even though Oliver should have silver going around, a silver hand rail going along this. And I gave him a white running board, and his lamp is white. Wrote number 11 to give him a front coupling in the colored wheels. With my red paint Sharpie, I gave him a red, this side thing is red. Same on this side. Yeah, that's really it. And originally this was painted, but then no, it didn't. Yeah, so I repainted the back, so, yeah. And here's Toad, the last one. This was the green van that came with the Trackmaster 2 Toby. This is now a Daisy. I painted it gray, once again, using this paint. And I gave it a white roof, and I gave him the white stripes, kind of eh. I gave him the red here, and then the red here. As this, like, buffer beam. Yeah, the gray. It's kind of, the paint's kind of scratched, and I used black Sharpie. Here, and I gave him a good, decent-ish face with paper. Yeah, it goes pretty good since they're both Trackmaster 2, so they should be the same size. Like, yeah, even though Toad's small, that's how Trackmaster Rolling Stock is. I mean, yeah. So that's pretty much it. That's all my customs I have to show you now. So thanks for watching. This has been going on for far too long, and probably next up, I'll do something about Edward. Talk about it. No, I'll probably do the Steam Team or something. Yeah. So, next up, the Steam Team. Coming to a not ready YouTuber near you. Even though this is not the whole Steam Team. So, see ya!